Hello, Masters. Welcome to Yuva Shakti Daily Meditation. Thank you for joining today. So, it was a very nice day yesterday. We came to hear about the experiences of the Master Samhita. She was a very sweet lady. She told all her experiences, how meditation had transformed her. Though she came into spiritual life at a very young age, still she was able to do such a transformation. Like all her self doubts, she wanted to learn and to be the original herself, not by copying somebody. So that is the courage which meditation has given. That is the clarity which meditation has given to her. And we heard the beautiful songs she had sung. We were just taken into divinity by listening to those songs. That was a very, very nice session yesterday. So if you had missed the session, please do go back and then watch that video. It will definitely give you a very beautiful feeling while listening to our songs and then meditating. So friends, today I'm here with you to share about the concept 8 noble truths, the eightfold path which Buddha has recommended. Let me share the screen with you. So friends, what this eightfold path is. Why this eightfold path is required for any person. And who has given this eightfold path? So it was Buddha who has given. Buddha was seeing suffering all over the world. When he came out of the palace, he was seeing suffering. He was seeing an old person, a sick man, a dead person. He was wondering why all these sufferings are there. Why is the world filled with so much of misery? Is there a way out of it? Is there really a way to come out of all these miseries and lead a happy and wonderful life? This was the question which was going in Buddha's mind. And what did he do? He was searching for it. He was searching constantly, tirelessly. And what had happened? One day he achieved enlightenment. He came to know the answers for all these. How did he came to know? He sat in meditation. He was putting right efforts, tireless efforts to know the answer for it. And that's how he came to know about it. Immediately after he came out of his meditation and he understood that he was enlightened and he got the answers for all his questions. So that's when he started giving this eightfold path. What this eightfold path is trying to tell us. Most of us might be having intention that we are always in the right track, but we need to constantly check ourselves. We may not really be in a right track. So he has given a list of few which has to be followed in order to become from an incorrect person to a correct person. Buddha was called as Gautama, Siddhartha. Only after the enlightenment, he was being called as Buddha. Why this name Buddha? Because he had that buddhi after the meditation. He was enlightened. So here Buddha does not mean any kind of religion, or we are not going to tell you anything about Buddhism, because Buddha had just told the guidance for every human being to achieve and progress spiritually. It was later that Buddhism was started. So none of the spiritual leaders who had been born on this earth came with the intention of spreading the religion. They were only spreading the truth. It was later converted into religions. Here, what Buddha has given is these eightfold path. Any person who follows this, who adheres to this, will definitely become a right person. So in order to become a right person, in order to become a person with the wisdom, in order to become a person with the common sense, in order to become a Buddha, Buddha means a person who has buddhi, to have a mature intellect. How is it possible? Any person who follows these eightfold path will be able to become like a Buddha. So we are all Buddhas if we follow the same. So let us see one by one what these points are and what we have to check in our life. It is only a question for ourselves. Nobody is going to question us. We are going to question ourselves and then check whether we are on the right track or do we need to make any corrections. Because life is just the constant practice of becoming a perfect person. So let us see what these are. So the eightfold path, the first one is right understanding. Buddha has given all these teachings in Pali. Pali was the language which was used then, and that was a common man's language. And this Samaditi means right understanding, right views, right perspective. Then Samma Sankappa, which means right intention. Then comes right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right meditation. So let us see one by one what these are. The first one is right understanding. So we all have to have a right understanding to know about anything. So if you think, for example, I will give you an example of what we are actually thinking, but what is not actually it is. We all think that we are a body. We constantly give so much of importance to this body. We dress up so well. We use so many cosmetics. And we think we are fat, we are tall, we are thin, we are short. All these goes on in our mind. But what we should actually remember is we are all souls and this body is only a vehicle for us. But if you think that I am this body, then you're not having a right understanding. Another example is if you think that whatever the challenges or problems which are coming in my life, all these are fate. Why is it happening only to me? Why God has designed my life in such a way? If you keep thinking of all these kinds of questions for all the problems you are facing, which means you do not have a right understanding. If you are having a right understanding, then what would be your perspective? You will have a perspective that all these are happening because these are the challenges which I have designed for my learning. These are the lessons what I'm going through, and I'm going to take away a great lesson from all these challenges what I'm facing. And some people they think Earth is the only plane which is existing, and there is nothing called as other spirit worlds, and there is nothing called as higher worlds, and there is nobody like a god. Some people are having that kind of atheistic thoughts. So all these are not a right understanding. And some people they think, why meditation? Meditation is not for us. Meditation is for old people. Meditation is for people who have spare time, who do not know how to kill their time. It is for them. But meditation is for every person because every person is having a mind, and this mind once it gets developed it becomes like a monkey. In order to control a monkey, everybody requires meditation, and everybody requires meditation to know their self, to connect with their self. And we think because he is a great person he was able to do it, how will I be able to do it? I'm not so great, I will not be capable of doing it. She has got first rank because she studies well and she's so intelligent, but I am not so. So we keep having these kind of thoughts, right? All these does not make a right understanding, which means we are having an incorrect understanding. So what does it mean to have a right understanding? So if you see in the perspective that I am the soul and my body is only a vehicle, then you're having a right understanding. In the same way, if you see like that other spirit worlds do exist, then you are having a right understanding. If you say that if it is possible for the other person, then definitely it is possible for me because nobody is special here. Anybody who puts in the right effort, he will be able to get the results out of it. because everybody is a beautiful creation, everybody is capable of doing everything, but you should be having a right understanding. That's what is required. So constantly we need to keep track of ourselves, track of our perspective, the way we are viewing everything. So once we keep track of all these, we will be able to come from wrong understanding to right understanding. That's how we get fine tuned. So these are the few examples like how we should have a right understanding. Then comes right intention. So what is the intention? Intention is the subject which is behind all your actions and words. So whatever you are doing, behind it there will be some kind of intention. So what is it? With what objective are you doing this? What purpose are you doing this? With what purpose are we speaking? If I want to give you an example, this person is donating. So if a kid is donating, he will definitely do it with all the love and compassion. But we adults, sometimes, if we ask for money, if somebody asks for money for the charity and we give money, with what intention are we giving this money? Giving money is a good deed, but what is the intention behind it? Am I giving for gaining some kind of name and fame? Or am I giving it with selfless love? Or am I giving it with the benefit that I will be gaining so much of virtue because I'm donating, I'm doing a good deed? If you remember, Saturday and Sunday, if you had joined us for the movie, we had seen this movie, Laws of Eternity. There, two friends had helped those who were needy, those who were having disease. So these people, these friends, started helping these patients. And out of those two friends, one was doing with selfless love. He was doing because of the joy of giving his efforts, his service. But the other person was expecting a benefit out of it. So whatever we do, we have to do it with the selfless motive. With the right intention, we have to do. If I'm giving you, if I'm sharing with you this concept, why am I doing it? Am I doing it because of the joy of sharing? Or am I doing it because I feel that I have so much of wisdom and nobody knows anything, and only because of me everybody is getting enlightened? So if it is the second case, then I'm having a wrong intention. That is not correct. I should be doing only because of the joy of giving it. So expecting fame and recognition and doing it, all these are like a wrong intention. So we have to always do with the selfless motive. So we have to constantly vouch again the intention behind all our words and deeds, because the intention matters. Though we are doing a good deed, the intention behind it should also be in a selfless way. So that is what the right intention is trying to tell us. Next, when we go to right speech, speech is such a wonderful thing. Knowing about the words and the speech is a vast subject. We all have mouth and we keep talking. But do we really think whether what we are speaking is right? Even if it is right, whether it is useful? Even if it is useful, whether I have given those words in a timely way? Is it the time to speak? Is it really necessary to speak? Am I speaking kind words? Or am I speaking harsh words? Or am I gossiping? Am I backbiting? Am I using impolite words? Am I hurting somebody? Constantly we have to keep questioning ourselves. Only then we will be able to progress. Only when we have this awareness, we will be able to gauge all our words, because words are having so much of strength in it. Even if you hurt a person with a sword, with a knife, you scratch the person, you kill the person. Not just kill, but if you hurt a person physically, those scars, they will be able to get rid out of it. But if you hurt somebody with the words, They will never be able to come out of that hurting very easily. It constantly stays in them. Words have such an impact that even if you had spoken those words a long back, still that person would remember it. Whether it is good words or bad words, whatever you say, still it has a great impact. Even from the Bible, there is so much of extract from the Bible about the words. They say words satisfy the soul as food satisfies the stomach. The right words on a person's lips bring satisfaction. So we always have to use right words. And the other one is the tongue has the power of life and death. Your words will have a great impact. And the other thing is there is a proverb which says face is the index of the mind. So whatever is there in your mind, it starts getting reflected in your face. And in the same way, whatever is your soul, that gets reflected in the words. Words are index of the soul. So if you keep speaking nonsense, which means your soul development is not proper. You have to take steps to progress. You have to take steps to evolve. One good example what I can give you is whenever somebody meets Patriji, he says, "Come on, Baba, speak. Tell me your experience. Tell about yourself." A person who is having so much of wisdom, still he takes time to listen to them. Once I asked him, "Why is that you constantly hear from everybody? What does it give you?" He told me once, when a person speaks, I will be able to weigh the amount of wisdom. One word you speak, that should be like a bullet, hit you, give you the wisdom just in those few sentences or few words. If you keep on speaking on and on, but there is nothing useful in it or nothing proper in it, then it does not weigh your wisdom properly, which means your level of wisdom, your level of intellect is not matured. So a person's wisdom can be weighed easily with his words. So you have to use always right words. And this is a beautiful one which I came across. I wanted to share with you. So before you say it, think. Here, think. You have to think before you speak what this think is. Whether what you're speaking is true, whether what you're speaking is helpful, whether it is inspiring, whether it is necessary, whether it is kind words. So, all these we have to think before we speak. Only then we will be able to progress towards perfection. So we will discuss more about this speech, Vakshetra, in our further classes also. So let us go to the next one, right action. What this right action is? Always we are doing some kind of deeds, but we have to see whether the deeds, my actions, are spreading love and compassion to everybody, whether it is spreading kindness to everybody. If you see this person, whatever he is sowing, that is only getting sprouted there. So he is sowing love and compassion, and that is getting sprouted here. But in case you do not sprout, which you do not sow good things, then what will you get? You will get back only what you have sowed. As you sow, so you reap is a great statement. So always you have to do good deeds, right deeds. That's what matters. Law of karma exists. It does not leave anybody. If you do good will come back to you. If you do bad, then bad will definitely come back to you. If not in this lifetime, it will come back in some lifetime or the other. And definitely good will also come back to you. So always do things with love and compassion. If you kill somebody, definitely you will be killed. Whether it is an animal or a bird, whoever, you will definitely be killed. And the next thing is, if you suicide, if you feel that I'm undergoing so much of stress, so much of the burden I'm facing in my life, all this, how will I be able to come out? I'll not be able to handle. And if you go for suicide, then in the next few lifetimes, you will have to take up n number of what the challenges you definitely had to be facing in that lifetime, you have to face into 3 or 4, who knows, multiple times of that. We all design our life by our own self. We all have guides. Before we take birth, we design our life. We definitely know what amount of lessons we have to learn here. After coming here, we should develop the courage to face whatever we are undergoing. If you feel that suicide is going to end, then that is not the answer, because you have a wrong perspective that body, when it dies, then it is the end. It is not so. Lessons, wisdom, everything matters for the soul. Soul is something which is going to go and go. It is an eternal journey. Soul is everlasting. When the soul's lessons are not learned completely, then it definitely has to come back and then learn. Instead, learn whatever you have to learn in the given lifetime. So that's what the right actions are. Always think before you do anything. What you do comes back to you. So do good things, do right things. That's what the right action is trying to tell us. Then comes right effort, Sammavayama. We have to put our efforts to progress. Everybody has to put efforts. Some people, they keep putting so much of efforts, but how much of it is rightful efforts? Some may be unwanted efforts, but they take in so much of time. You have to put right efforts. If you really want to progress spiritually, then you have to start reading books, start listening to experiences of everybody, start sharing your experiences, start teaching meditation. My personal experience, after I started giving sessions, I started having so much of clarity, or even on the basic subjects which I already knew, I'm able to have even more clarity, better clarity. That's how it is helping me. So everybody have to put right amount of effort and at the right time. If you think today is not my day, I still loaded with so much, let me do it tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes. What you have to do tomorrow, you do it today. Or at least do what you have to do today, by today. Don't keep things postponing. And in putting this right efforts, no, there are certain enemies what we face. What are they? Like sensual desires. If somebody gives you a plate full of food, and if it is not enough, your stomach will tell it is enough, but your tongue and mind will tell you, come on, let's have another. So all these desires, it will sometime be an hindrance in progressing. That will not help you to make good and right efforts. So the sensual desires, ill will, dullness, drowsiness. If you feel so dull, I'm not able to do it, yeah, I'm feeling dull. Why should I do it now? So all these are the hindrances and enemies, common enemies. Enemies will not come out from somewhere outside of us. It's all there inside us. If we fine tune our mind, all these will be fine tuned. So this dullness, drowsiness, restlessness, worry, and the doubt. You will always have the doubt whether what I'm doing is correct or not, whether should I do it or not, how he has done, maybe it is not true. So all these kind of doubts and suspicions, all these are like blocks, hindrances in putting the right effort. So what Buddha is telling is, first you have to avoid all these enemies. Make the utmost good efforts to avoid all these. How do we avoid all these? If you follow right meditation, then you will be able to have that courage to avoid all these enemies or the hindrances. Then you have to overcome all these hindrances. If you have already faced them, then you have to start developing positive efforts and then maintain the same efforts and then progress continuously. So that's how. So all these enemies, If you overcome, then you will become a joyful person. Your efforts will definitely give you the fruitful benefits. You will definitely stand in a very better place than what you were yesterday if you put the right efforts. So, right efforts every day, every moment, every time, that will take you high. So, that's what the right efforts are telling us. Then comes right mindfulness, samasati. So, what is this samasati? Mindfulness. We all know about meditation. In meditation, our mind is not there. But outside of meditation, when we come, what are we? Where is our mind? Our mind is not dead. Our mind is always alert. It is constantly active. But whether we are able to have a control on it, if I am giving class to you, if I am sharing now this concept, I should be fully engaged in giving this concept to you. If I think about the office, my work, what I should be reporting, whether my boss will be calling me, or whether should my friend be thinking about me, if I keep thinking about all those, then I'm not in a present situation. My body is here, but my mind is somewhere. And if I think of something which is going to happen tomorrow, what will be happening, who should be coming here, who will be giving the concept to you, whether will it rain tomorrow, how is it going to be. So if I keep thinking about all those, then my mind is in future. I am not in the present situation. I'm not giving my full concentration here. So that's not the right way. Right mindfulness means always being in the present. Whether you are in meditation or out of meditation, your mind should always be in the present moment. If you are there in the office and still think about home, if you are there in the cinema theater and think about office, all these are not correct. It is an incorrect way of our mind activity. And the next thing is, people sometimes misunderstand that mindfulness means having so much of thoughts. No, mindfulness means not having any thoughts and keeping your mind and concentration fully in the work, in the present situation you are engaged in. That's what the mindfulness is. So always keep track of it. Meditation is not just sitting and closing your eyes and being in the right moment, present moment at that point of time. Outside of meditation also we have to follow the same way, same procedure. That's what this right mindfulness is. Then comes right meditation. What is this right meditation? Buddha has tried so many meditations before he achieved enlightenment status. Buddhahood is a status. So he had practiced so many, but when he gave this eightfold path, he told Anapanasati meditation is the right meditation. There are other meditations which tells you keep chanting mantras or keep concentrating on something outside of you, keep concentrating on an object or a candle or a light. All these are not the right meditation, because meditation is making your mind empty. If you keep focusing on something outside of you, or if you keep chanting some mantras, or if you do some kind of pranayama and other things, which means your mind is there. Meditation is being in the mindless state. How do we get that mindless state? Only when you observe your breath. Ana means in breath, apana means out breath, sati means to be together with this breath. Breath is the gateway to receive the cosmic energy. Cosmic energy is there everywhere, but only when you sit in meditation, observe your breath, and get rid of the thoughts, you will be able to grab that cosmic energy. How do you observe the cosmic energy? Only when your mind is in a no thought state. Anapanasati meditation is the right meditation. That's how we can achieve that no thought state. So keep following the meditation. Sorry, I forgot to give this. So we have missed this. Right livelihood. What this livelihood is? We all do some work to earn our life. But we should question whether what I'm earning and how I am earning, is it in the right way? Anything you do, job or profession, farming, do anything, but whether it is in a right way or not, that question has to be answered. If I am earning by cheating somebody, by stealing things, by giving bribery or by taking bribery, if I'm misusing the power, if I am causing suffering through my career or through my job or work and earn money out of it, then I'm not in the right livelihood. One example I wanted to share is when I was searching for my job, I got an offer from a company, but this company was engaged in the poultry activities. When it is engaged in poultry activities, definitely there will be himsa, violence to the beings there, whether it is hens or whatever. Those animal beings are undergoing so much of suffering. I have a great scope if I choose the job, but if I am engaged in the job, my earning is from that business, and that business is not the right business because it is causing suffering to other animal beings. And when I earn out of it, though I do my job perfectly, I am indirectly connected with it. That is not a right livelihood. So I rejected the job, and the universe showed me a better one. So we have to constantly think of it. We may say, like, I'm doing only this job, my company is engaged in that kind of activities. No, even if your company is engaged in that kind of activities, you should not earn from that kind of activities because you are indirectly contributing to it. If your company or if your organization, whatever, or if your way of earning is by cheating, is by killing, all these will not help. You are not earning your livelihood in a right way, in a proper way. It is in an incorrect manner. You will be sharing the karma because of all those sufferings. So you have to think whether the way you earn is making a living, whether it is contributing suffering to the world, whether it is abusing everybody or anybody. So when it is in such a way, then it is not a right livelihood. And whatever you do, it has to help you practice and progress your future, your perfectionism, your wisdom, your intellect, your experiences. Only then it is a right livelihood. So this is what it is, the 8 noble truths. So let us recollect what we have seen. Right understanding. Another example, if I want to share, is once a young kid, 5 years old, after the meditation, Patriji called him to share his experience. This 5 years old kid came to the stage and he took the mic and he started to tell his experience. But he was stammering. But his face was so happy. He was so excited to share. But he did not find words to express what he was trying to tell. And after this incident had happened, casually while speaking with Patriji, I told, this person, this boy, was not able to express his experience. Immediately, Guruji told, you have not spoken right words. You are not having the right understanding. Expression does not mean only by words. Expression means everything. His face expressions, his way of trying to tell it, his excitement, that is an expression. That is an expression by itself. He is an Ascharyavan. The ants, they go in a straight line. That is the way of expression by ants. If you see the pigeons, they all fly in flocks together. That is the way of expression by the birds. So every living being is constantly expressing itself. If you have an understanding that expression by words is the only way of expression, then you do not have a right perspective. So that's one of the example I wanted to share. So constantly we have to think whether we are doing it in the right way or not. So let us recollect now. Right understanding, right perception, then comes right intention. What is the intention and objective behind all your words and deeds? Then comes right speech. Your mind, words, your deeds, everything should be in sync. Thoughts, words, and deeds. All these should be in sync. If you think something and then speak something, it will not help you. A good example shared by another master, in a pandemic situation, people find that getting a job is a really difficult one. But somehow, another friend of ours tried to earn a job, but she wanted to maintain the secrecy. She wanted to keep it a confidential. So what she did, though she had that view that it is possible to get a job, she started telling to everybody in a way of discouraging, it is very difficult here. There are no openings anywhere and there are layoffs everywhere. So it is difficult to retain a job which we are in, and getting a new job is out of our imagination. So it is out of our view, it is not possible. So here our intentions and our words are not in sync. It always has to have a connection. The thoughts, words, and deeds, they should be in an alignment. That's a very, very necessary key thing. So, right intention, right speech, right action, then right livelihood, right efforts, right mindfulness, right meditation. So, friends, with this, let us practice all these. Let us think about it. Let us recollect it again and again. So, every time when we do something, let us keep track of whether it is right or not. Another statement made by Patriji, right understanding and right meditation, the first and last. If you definitely practice a right meditation and develop a right understanding, all else will fall in place. So you can easily develop your awareness and clarity, which will definitely help you follow the mid 6 points. So the first and the last are the key points which you have to follow. If you follow this, if you gain good practice of these, then all else will become an easy task and it will become a natural process for you. Without taking much efforts, you can practice perfection in all the other points also. So friends, thank you so much. Now that we have seen all these, let us practice right meditation for a while now. So, for people who are new to meditation, let me tell you how to meditate. Close your eyes, clasp your hands. This is the way to clasp your hands. Fingers into fingers. Cross your feet and then observe your breath. Meditation means being without thoughts. How can we be without thoughts? Only when we do meditation, we can be without thoughts. Only when we observe breath, we will get rid of all the thoughts. Just keep observing your breath, the normal and natural, easy flowing breath. Meditation is the time we give for ourselves. It's the greatest gift we can give to ourselves. Don't open your eyes. Just be with the breath. last 2 minutes. Don't open your eyes. Be with the breath. Slowly place both your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Slowly open your eyes and relax. A big applause for ourselves for doing meditation regularly with so many people. So friends, thank you. It was very wonderful session. I was very joyous giving this session. Hope you all enjoyed also. Let us meet tomorrow again at the same time in Zoom and in YouTube. Tomorrow we will have our friend, a young master, who will share her experiences with us. So please don't miss the session. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.